Furious and fired up, students taking to the streets over higher fees and funding cuts. In Brisbane, they targeted this convention centre where the Prime Minister was giving a speech, but police blocked their way. Angry at budget cuts that will leave some paying higher course fees and most repaying their debts sooner. The entire university sector facing a $2.8 billion funding cut.
They will not get away with these attacks, but we have plenty more to fight for.
There are fears Indigenous students could now miss out on university studies entirely.
It is clear that, as I said, it will disproportionately impact Indigenous students because there already is enough pressures on Indigenous people in our society.
And foreign students may turn their backs on Australia to study elsewhere.
My little sister, she's going to graduate in the next year or so, and she's definitely considering just going back to Canada.
The protest here in Sydney is one of several being held across the country, with coordinated rallies in Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide and Canberra.
In Melbourne, students also sending a message to the government, while clashes broke out in Canberra.
The government's got no plan to deal with it. The government's only response to rising youth unemployment is to put young people into more debt.
But the Education Minister is standing firm.
My message to university students is a fairly clear one. That is that taxpayers, including those who have never been to university, will still, under our proposals, continue to pay the majority of your fees for going to university.
It's not just students critical of the measures, with university vice-chancellors also condemning fee increases and course funding cuts. And it's a fight that shows no sign of waning.
You can expect more protests in the future.
Rashida Yousafzai, SBS World News.